I created a sequence that you don't have to use any props if you don't want to. I am close to the end of the class going to use a rolled up blanket. So up to you whether you want to have a rolled up blanket and just have that close by. You could also use a pillow. And then again, we won't be specifically using a block, but I'm going to have one block again, just having it nearby just in case. So we have two additional people coming, Nancy and Arjuna. Thank you for being here and welcome. Okay, so we shall get started and we're actually going to start standing. So bring yourself up on your mat. I'm just going to move my cushion out of the way. And we're going to start standing, and this being lunch hour time, you've probably been working your morning. Let's just start by releasing any tension that may have built up for the first half of your day. Wonderful way to do that is to start with some shaking. So just start to do a little bounce on the heels, lifting up and gently bouncing on the heels. And this is a nice way just to bring us into the present moment. And then all four corners of your feet, and then just start to gently shake into your body. So doing a gentle little bouncing, shaking of the arms. Think releasing the tension and bringing yourself here into this present moment. Letting go. And I don't think I had said, so just as a reminder, my name is Carrie. I really appreciate you being here. So let's kind of come forward and let your arms kind of hang forward. Just give that a nice, gentle shake. And then come back up. And we're going to start with our hands up straight and shake up here. So this is a nice way to clear the lines of energy, to balance our energy, clear stagnant energy. And then bring them back down to your side. Let's get into the legs a little bit, lifting one leg up, give it a little shake, the other leg up, give it a little shake, and then bring yourself to center and just pause and notice how you're feeling. Hopefully you feel this little buzzing sensation going through your body. Just enjoy that for a moment. Bringing your hands over to your belly if that feels nice for you. Feet are just naturally about hip distance apart. And let's connect with our breath here. So just nice long inhalations and exhalations. See if you can start to slow down your breathing. Let's do a couple open mouth exhales. So big inhale, open out and let it go. Let's do that again. Big inhalation, let go. And then again, just find that natural breathing. So we're starting off with some Qigong moves. So continuing that breath work, we're going to inhale our arms up to the sky and exhale, bringing your hands through. Inhaling up and exhaling through. And maybe you can just soften your gaze or even close your eyes if your balance is okay. Just really connecting into this moment, checking in with how are you feeling? If anything is weighing heavily on your heart today, just setting it off to the side of your mat. You can choose to pick it up later or just leave it behind to be cleansed. Now leave one hand under your belly and the other hand continues to swoop up and straight through, and then switch hands, opposite hand coming up and bringing it straight through. So this is a really nice calming exercise. Again, helping to ground us here into this moment. This time is for you. And these are nice kinds of moves that you could do throughout your day. If you start to get a little frazzled or before a meeting, just to center yourself. This is actually called centering. Let's do one more each side. Continuing with your nice long breath. And exhale, bring your hands back to your side. We're going to do a spinal cord breathing. So opening up your chest, elbows come to side, look up if that's okay. And then we're rounding forward, elbows come together. So inhale, opening up. I'll show you from the side. And exhale, rounding forward. Inhale, open. And what we're doing is we're getting a little pelvic tilt here too. So keep doing that. I'm just showing you that your pelvis is getting involved with it as well. So this is a really nice way to wake up our spine, get some blood flowing throughout the spine, work out tension and stagnant energy there, and sitting at your desk. And this is nice to get blood within the pelvic area. If you've been hunched over, we're working out some tension in our upper body. Let's do a couple more here. And then after your next exhale, come back to center. So we're going to do picking the cherry. So we're going to reach up from one side, then the other, looking up if that's okay with your neck, or just looking forward if that feels better. And so as I'm reaching up, that one knee is bending and then the other is straightening and going back and forth. And again, if yours is looking a little different, that's totally okay. We're just kind of stretching and waking up our side body here a little bit more. Do a couple more here. And feel free to go at your own pace. Don't always feel that you have to follow my rhythm. Find your own rhythm, the beat of your own drum. Come back to center. And we're going to do like a little tick tock. So think of your hips making this little tick tock clock motion, or you could think about having a tail and you're wagging your tail, and your fingertips are reaching towards the earth as you go again side to side. Should feel nice on the hips. And again, doing a little bit of that side oblique stretch. Couple more here. And come back to center. Beautiful. So now we're going to get into a little wrist-free salutation. So stepping at the front of your mat, get yourself nice and comfortable, feet about hip distance apart in your mountain stance, hips over your ankles, shoulders over your hips. Tuck in your chin ever so slightly to elongate your neck, feeling nice and solid in your mountain pose. Now we're going to inhale our hands up towards the ceiling. And in your exhale, coming into chair pose. So as if you're about to sit into a chair, you decide how deep you go. Bring your hands to prayer position, prayer hands to chest. We're going to add a little twist onto that. So twist to one side. Maybe your elbow touches the outside of the leg. Come back to center. Do that to the other side. Twist to the other side. Maybe your elbow touches the side of the opposite leg, does not have to. Now send your fingertips towards the back. And now we're going to step back with the right foot. Step back with your right foot. Find your balance, engage your core. Inhale your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower that back heel to the ground and send your elbows out to the side. Have a slight little bend in that back leg, and your left leg has a bigger bend. Beautiful. Now bringing your hands to the front, and we're going to kind of hinge forward and start to straighten that front left leg, finding a flat back, staying here, or walking your hands towards your ankles, or maybe towards the ground or on a block, whichever feels best. Coming back to the flat back, bring your hands to your hips, and then bring yourself back up. And then step back into mountain pose and just pause here. And let's do that on the opposite side. And let's see if we'll roll through a little quicker and finding our breath. And again, find your own pace. Don't feel you have to follow my every move. Find your rhythm. So inhaling fingertips up to the sky. Exhale into chair pose, bringing prayer hands to your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, center, stay in your chair. Exhale, send your fingertips towards the back wall. Step back with your left foot, heel up. On your next inhale, bring your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lower your back heel as your elbows come to the side, making goalpost arms. Pause for a breath. On your exhale, bring your hands on the top of your right thigh, straighten that right leg, hinging forward, finding a flat back. Staying here, or maybe you want to come a little deeper into your stretch. Pause for one more breath. Bring yourself back to a flat back, hands on hips, leading with your chest, lifting your chest up, and then stepping back into mountain pose. Beautiful. So let's do that flowing one more time each side. Inhaling up, exhale, chair pose, prayer hands at chest. Pause and inhale. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist other side. Inhale, center. Hold your chair. Exhale, fingers to back. Inhale, step back and fingertips come up. Exhale, heel down, elbows, goalpost arms. Inhale and pause. Exhale, bring your hands to your thighs, straighten your leg, flat back. Pause for a breath. Bringing your hands to your hips as you inhale, lifting your chest up, and exhale, step back to mountain pose. One more time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, chair pose, prayer hands at heart. Pause and inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, fingertips back. Step back with your left foot. Next, inhale, fingertips come up. Exhale, goalpost arms, heel down. Pause for a breath. On your next exhale, straighten that front leg, flat back. Hold for a breath or come deeper. On your next inhale, hands to hips and lift your chest, leading with your chest up. And exhale, step forward. Beautiful. I hope that felt good to you. So staying where you are, hopefully you're facing the same direction as I am, and I'm going to mirror you with my cues. So step back with your left foot and then lower that heel down. And we're going to bend into that right leg. We're going to find our warrior two stance, so you might make some adjustments with your feet. On your next inhale, lifting up your arms, one out front, one out back. And we're going to do a little flow here. So as you straighten that right leg, we're going to kind of flow our arms and then back to the warrior two legs. And then flow the arms, the opposite hand is on top and back. So just find a nice flowing little rhythm. Now I want you to really thinking about rooting that right foot into the ground. And that's going to help you find the best spot, the best positioning for your knee. So just continue to think of pushing that right foot into the mat, and that'll help protect your knee. Let's do one more each, flowing of the arms, and then end in your warrior two stance. Beautiful. So now we're going to bring that right elbow and rest it on that bent right leg. And then let's do 3 circles with our left hand in one direction. I may have called my leg left. Sometimes my brain doesn't always work so good that way. And let's go opposite as I'm thinking of mirroring you. Do one more big circle and then end by making a nice diagonal line, having a slight little bend in that left back leg, just you're not locking in that knee. And then kind of windmill your hand. Your hand is leading you back up. That left hand is going to rest on the back of your left leg as your right hand comes up out front. That right leg is still bent. Just pause here for a breath. And then exhale, straighten that right leg, and the hand can come down, bringing that right hand on the inside of the right leg, left hand comes up to the sky, and then exhale, coming into triangle. So maybe you're here, perfectly fine, or maybe you could lean a little bit further down. Do whatever feels best for you, or again, coming onto a block. So just go to wherever feels good for you today. Again, not having your knees completely locked. With your left hand, let something like pulling you to bring you back up and out of it, unwinding and coming back to your mountain pose. Great. I'm going to turn around just so that I could stay with you. We'll do that on the other side. So now we're going to step back with our right foot and then lower that right heel down, maybe make some adjustments. Really think of rooting that right foot into the ground, and on your next inhale, bringing your hands up, feeling nice and solid and rooted into your warrior two. So again, finding that flow as we straighten the leg, and just let this be light and flowy. Make sure you're still breathing. Find that rhythm of movement and breath. Feel free to go at your own pace. Having a nice smile on your face, hopefully. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders. Let's do one more here and then end in our warrior two stance. Again, relax your shoulders, bringing that left elbow to the rest on that left leg. And let's make 3 circles each direction. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, going the opposite way. Again, having slight bend in that back leg, so we're not locking the knee. And then find a nice angled line from your right wrist down to your right ankle. Pause for a breath. And then let that right hand lift you up and rest gently on your back leg while your opposite left hand reaches up to the sky. Maybe you look up at it or you're looking forward into reverse warrior. And then straighten that left leg as you're bringing the left hand of the inside of that leg, right hand, fingertips up to the ceiling, and then sliding downward. And just pause for a couple of breaths here. Notice how this side might feel very different. If something is pulling at your right fingertips to pull you back up to center, and then coming back through and stepping back into your mountain pose. Good. We're going to make our way down to our mat. I'm going to come back up here. So let's inhale our hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Hands on your shins, look forward. Exhale, generously bend your knees, hands on the ground, and come into tabletop position. So get comfortable in tabletop. We're not on our hands and knees for too long. We're just going to do a cat-cow here. So leading with the tailbone. So tailbone starts to tuck in and then push away that mat as your upper back starts to round, head goes down last. And then again, leading with the tailbone. Tailbone starts to go up towards the ceiling, chest goes down to the mat, head comes down last. So again, finding a flow that works for you, but I'm wanting you to go a little bit slower than normal because what we're trying not to do is just dump into our cat cow. We are wanting to move, thinking that like I'm walking up your back and you're moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Really think of your spine, and we're getting some blood circulating there. We're getting some joint movement within every vertebrae disc, and we're breathing. So much going on. Let's do one more each way wherever you are. And then make your way into child's pose. You might want to make a nice wide child's pose if you have body parts that get in the way, making it a little more comfortable. So just come into your version of child's pose and just pause for a couple of breaths and check in. You're going to start to slow things down here. And doing those sequences and flows, they're making our brain work, but it's a great, we're doing a cognitive workout as well, and that nice body, mind, breath awareness. So don't worry if you get a little off here and there. You're still working your body, you're working your mind. Lovely. Bringing your hands back in, and we're going to come in here. I'm going to sit in hero's pose, but you could also sit on your bottom if that's more comfortable for you. I always like to prop myself up onto a cushion or a block. You could, sit on that rolled up blanket. So this is more comfortable for me, but again, more seated might be better for you. So once you get yourself settled in, let's give some love to our wrists. So bringing your hands in prayer position right at your heart and your elbows are out to the side and just going side to side. So going towards one underarm and the other. So we're getting a nice stretch through our triceps, our forearms, and our wrists. After a lot of computer work, I like to do this and some of the others that we're going to do. And then relax your hands down and just do a few little circles here. Bringing the backs of your hands down on the ground. And again, it's up to you what feels okay, but we're just wanting to get a nice stretch through that forearm. So for those of us that do a lot of mousing work, this can feel really nice. You might want to come forward and back or just hold, whatever feels best for you. Bringing yourself up and then bringing your thumbs into your palms and then let your fingers come over your thumbs and hug your elbows into the side and then bring your fists towards the center of your body. And what we're doing here is we're giving a nice stretch through our thumbs and outside of the wrist. So this is for, our modern lifestyle of a lot of texting. So if you have texty thumbs, this can feel really nice to do. Relaxing your shoulders, relax your jaw, continue to breathe. And then release that. Fingertips towards the front, palms are down, still hugging those elbows at the side. And we're going to have the movement come just from our wrist. So think of like something is on your middle fingers, bringing you in and out. So coming a little closer so you could see you're just moving it side to side. So forearm is straight, hand is straight, and it's just moving side to side to get some blood flowing and circulating through the wrist and working those muscles and joints and ligaments there. Lovely. Good. Let's just do a little bit for our neck. Let's start by clasping our hands behind us and lifting our chest and maybe our hands can kind of come up. So I'm just lifting them up a bit to get a nice chest and upper back stretch. And let go of that. Bringing your right hand behind you, and then let your left ear come to your left shoulder. And just get a nice little stretch there. And something that can feel really nice as you're stretching your neck is to release your jaw as well. You can do that by doing some your mouth and close. I know I look funny, but it's not about how we look, it's about how we feel. And you could do a little wiggle of the jaw side to side. And then coming up and letting your left hand come behind. So we're just getting a little opening of the chest there as the right ear comes to the right shoulder. Again, I'm mirroring you. And again, maybe you want to do some of that jaw release, especially if you're one to tend to hold tension in your jaw. And unwinding that, we're going to make our way onto our back as we're coming to wind things down here. So bring yourself on your back, knees are up, feet on the ground, and then pull your knees into your chest and just give yourself a nice little hug. And checking in, how are you feeling now in comparison to when we began? And rock side to side if that feels good, or stay in stillness. It can feel nice to give your low back a little massage there. And maybe you want to make some little circles with your knee the other way. Have your knees come to stillness, your hands out to the side, and then let your knees fall to the side. And this is maybe you want to put that blanket underneath your knees or between your knees. Again, we don't want any pinching in the low back. We just want a nice little twist for our spine. We're trying to keep both shoulders on the mat, but if your left shoulder comes up as you twist to the right, it is not the end of the world. It's a-okay. Take a couple more breaths here. And then bringing your knees back up to center and letting your legs fall to the left. Maybe using the blanket on the other side if that felt nice. You can keep your feet down as you walk yourself back to center. Let's take that rolled up blanket and place it right around our tailbone under our low back. And then we're going to send our feet up to the sky. And again, you might need to readjust where that is. And again, you do not have to use that blanket underneath. I like the way it feels to be propped up. So that's completely up to you. But we're just going to get some blood circulating through our legs. And if you've been doing a lot of sitting or just standing in one position, this will be really nice. Taking us a couple more relaxing breaths here, really winding things down. Bringing your feet back down to the mat into supported bridge. Maybe you stay there, or maybe it feels okay to extend your legs out. And as we wrap things up, let's just ground back into this present moment and do a little check in with how you're feeling. Checking in with your heart space. placing a glowing light at your heart, and let that glowing warm ball of light at your heart start to spread throughout your body. Feeling at one with yourself, your mind, body, and spirit. Send yourself some love. Taking a final couple soothing breaths here. If your legs are out straight, bend them and then dig into your heels so that you could lift that blanket out of the way. And then come on to your favorite side and just pause there in fetal position for a couple of breaths. And then bringing yourself back up to a seated position where we will wrap things up. You're free to stay for a little chat, ask any questions, or you're free to go. But we'll just end with a community breath here together as we inhale our hands up to the sky to prayer position, pulling those prayer hands into our chest. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.